Hello, peoples. This is Good Natured Kitty, and I'm back for another Thursday. Um, so last week or this past week has been more productive than the week before. Um, before I talk about that, though, my face is my face has been breaking out again, and this time I'm not fully sure why. Um, I think it might be because I kind of changed the face wash that I was using. But what's funny is it's the same brand. I just changed the types. I went for the one for sensitive skin, and but the face doesn't seem to like it. Maybe might even be something else. I'm not sure, but it's frustrating me. Um, I hate rosacea. Honestly, it like really stings. It's not just like as frustrating as pimples. It's kind of worse. I mean, I used to have pimples as a teenager. Never did it sting as bad as this does. Um, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to give going gluten free another try because every time I try it, I fail. And it's funny because I've changed so many things in my diet. I don't eat candy bars like I used to. For example, the only chocolate I eat is like dark chocolate. I give myself some. I have like a brick or two in a day, basically. Um, and I try to make sure it's organic and stuff. It's like a little bit of dark chocolate. It helps with antioxidants, I guess. Um, I've given up processed foods. I don't get boxed meals anymore, just stuff like that. And somehow, and even cheese, I gave up cheese. And still, somehow, bread seems to be the most difficult to say goodbye to. Um, that's my main thing. Is like I love sandwiches, and today I'm going to probably, well, no, I'm going to actually do it. I'm going to boil up some brown rice and put it in a container. I had gotten containers last week, so I can do this. And I'm gonna use the rice to make rice bowls for lunches, um, in hopes that that might help. And like, I found gluten-free crackers I like as well, and we even got gluten-free pasta yesterday for pasta because Lucas wanted some. um, but I don't know. I'm hoping that by giving up gluten, maybe that'll be the end all to this whole rosacea. But it's just really hard to do. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to figure out other suggestions as to what could be causing it. Now I am getting a probiotic that has more probiotics to it, if that makes sense. The one I had before only had like 3 billion. The one I'm getting now, going to be using after that one's done, has like 30 billion. So maybe that'll be a or humongous. I decided tremendous and humongous here. Maybe that'll be a tremendous difference. Maybe that'll clear up a lot of this stuff on my face and other things. Who knows? We'll see. But I been making a lot more progress on my goals. Um, I said last week that I was gonna start rating my goals. Well, I did that as well as based on how well each one does, that determines what sort of things I get to do. So let me find the page. Okay, so for example, um, if I do my verse, and I'm actually adding to that goal the verse because I figured it's pretty easy to like read those daily verses. So I actually put an app on my tablet, which I'm loving, and I'll talk more about that later. I got it last week, and it's been helpful on a lot of things, and I'll talk about that. So if I do good on my verse, and now as it is now, I have to do my Our Daily Bread thing as well as the verse a day thing. Then that allows me to do my daily apps. Like I have one for learning languages. I'm mainly learning Spanish, and I also put Japanese on because you could do multiple languages. But Spanish, because there's a lot of Spanish speakers where I live, and I'm wanting to eventually get a better job. And if I end up doing something customer service, it would be beneficial if I know at least a little bit of Spanish, at least enough to tell them I'm gonna get an interpreter. I don't know, but maybe even to the point where I can actually talk about whatever I happen to be selling and to them without grabbing someone who knows more Spanish. There's a lot of people who speak Spanish up here, and I'm okay with that just because I kind of like seeing culture, but I like hearing different languages. I know a lot of people get frustrated because it's hard when you don't understand people. I get that totally, but I don't know. I just I've never been to another country. I've never, except for Canada. I've never got to be around a lot of culture because I grew up in Montana, so I kind of I like the idea of culture and stuff like that. I don't know, but anyway, um, art. When I do good on art, that means full access to YouTube. Um, Exercise, I get my gaming time, and as I donate junk to the box, which I'm on my last box now, um, I get to watch my anime. And basically, if I get a 0 for the score, I get none of whichever thing, like it'll be the verse or the exercise or whatever. So if I get 1 point, because I go basically 0 through 3, then I get to do like half of what I normally do. And then 2 to 3 points, I get a full access. So like, for example, with anime, if I did not donate anything to my junk box, then I don't get to watch any anime, which is getting really good right now. They're fighting Doflamingo, and I kind of liked his character until I learned his backstory. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Um, if I donate one item, then I get to watch one episode. If I donate 2 or 3 items, then I get to watch all my episodes, 2 episodes basically. Um, and so that seems to be helping a lot. Like I've been getting a lot of 2s and 3s and stuff. You can't see that. Anyway, so I like that I'm doing it that way. It's really helpful, and I like that I'm doing the mood scoring 1 to 3 because it's a lot easier to determine. I have to give it more thought with 1 to 5. Like, do I feel more like a 3 or a 4? And I never go to 5 when I score 1 through 5. But I've been actually hitting 3s and 2s once. It's more easy because it's like either I don't feel happy, I feel in between, or I feel happy. Easy, right? Either I'm in pain for physical, basically, because I got moods, physical or spiritual, or I'm okay, but there's a little bit of pain, or I am perfectly fine. Just, sort of that stuff. So it's definitely helping. I've been getting 3s and 2s, as I said. Now about my art, because yeah, as I said with the verses, I am doing more now. I'm doing the Our Daily Bread readings. I got an app for it. Right next to my Duolingo. I don't think you can see that very well. Bright out today. I've got a couple different apps on here. One's called Learn Drawing, and the other one's called Realistic Drawing. I had another one I was doing too, but I deleted it off because it's not I mean, it's good. It's a good one. But I find every time I try to do the things in there, it doesn't quite come out the way I would hope. And it's not so much that it's really complicated. Not like the realistic drawing. That one's even more complicated. I can follow along with the realistic drawing, and I've actually done some pretty cool noses and eyes with it. But people would just come out wonky for me. I don't know. I mean, they look okay, but it wouldn't look the same. And I don't know, it wasn't my thing. But I like the ones I'm doing right now. And I also got my daily art thing, so I gotta learn like new paintings each day. I don't think I'll obtain the information I learned from each one, but there's some pretty stuff on there, and there's some really weird paintings too. Sorry for another day. So that's really helping me to get into the whole swing of drawing more. I'll just set it down right next to my drawing journal, and I'll like do a bunch of exercises from it. I like it even more than my How to Draw What You See thing, which I like that book as well. It's just, these are pretty cool. um, for one of the apps I'm doing poses, and the other one I decided I couldn't figure out how it would normally be worked out for like the things to draw, because it's a little weird. Like the very first thing that it shows in its pictures is like a face, no face with hair, basically no face there, but it's just a hairstyle, and you draw the hair. And I thought, well, that's a little more of a difficulty level than some of the other things that were shown. So I thought the organization of like the steps had to be off, like how they'd want you to teach it. So I looked at the beginning things the things that showed at the very last parts of it, and it feels like those are more of a beginning step than the ones towards the beginning. So I'm kind of going from the back and working my way up. It makes a little more sense that way. And it's been helpful, definitely. I think I like that realistic one better than anything. I'd love to be able to get into doing realistic art, because I get so impressed by what they do. And if I can master that, maybe I'll just do drawings for an art fair or something instead of paintings, like just show off drawings. I'd have to like figure out how to package those all. I don't know. Anyway, whether I could just give them as paper or sell them as just papers or something, but I don't know. Something to figure out later, I guess. I'm still in the midst of trying to find myself and decide what I want to do for sure, what sort of art I'd want to sell and stuff. But for the exercises, I've been better on those as well. I have not been doing my walks home lately because my husband's been sick and he comes to pick me up. But I've actually still been getting in my exercises, and I was doing legs and thighs, and then I thought about the fact that it seems like a lot of times when I'm done with exercising, my back hurts, and I thought maybe that means I need to strengthen my back. So I've been doing stuff that I feel will help with that. I've been doing a lot of cores and abs because I figure if my core is stronger, then my back will take less damage, maybe. Once I get that strengthened, I'll probably go back to maybe legs and thighs and arms and stuff. Maybe a little bit of everything, but I'm still trying to figure out this whole exercise thing. I do know I watched a video and I got a kick out of something it's talking about. I was talking about like there's actually a term for that pain that you feel the day after you exercise, and it was saying like after that usually you can do the exercise without any pain. And I was just thinking about like that one day I did the legs and thighs exercises. It wasn't just the day after that I felt pain from it. It was like, well, 3 days after, to be honest. I mean, for the day after, I couldn't sit and stand very well. And then the day after that, I was able to sit and stand up, but it was still difficult. And then not by the third day, I was actually able to sit and stand without any difficulty, but I still felt pain. So it's like a 3-day issue there. But it was interesting because I did do the same exercises not long after, and I was actually able to do it without feeling as worn or I don't know, as winded. But and then when the next day came around, I didn't hurt from doing it. I am hurting right now because I did ab stuff, and I'm trying to find one that's at my level because some of them I go to try to do it, and it's like I can't even do it. It's that difficult, and it's like, so I'm just trying to find ones. I'll probably just have to start typing in ab workouts for beginners. I did find one that worked yesterday, but it's only like 10 minutes. And I kind of did it right after I tried doing one that was too difficult. I mean, they had me doing something to where I gave it an effort, and I can't remember what it was, but it was just too difficult. There's just no way I could do it. It's just, that's the fun part about doing the YouTube exercises. Sometimes you don't know the difficulties until you try to get into it. Sometimes it'll even say beginners, and you go to try it, and it's like, is that really beginner? Because my gosh, I'm dying here. But I guess that's just a testament to where my health is. Like, I really do need to work at working out. And you know, it's funny, I didn't think I'd quite, well, I kind of figured there's a chance I might get into these, but I didn't. I thought maybe I'd try to do things that I'd find more enjoyable, but I'm kind of enjoying it to an extent because it's like, it challenges you. It's kind of fun in that way. And I love the burn because it's a reminder that I actually did something for myself. And I keep looking at my body each time, and I just look at the difference, and I'll like feel around to see if there's new muscles and stuff, because it's like I'm really excited at the idea that I'll be developing more muscles and stuff, and I can't wait until I start getting like abs and stuff. And my husband's even noticing a difference. He said the other day that I'm looking skinnier, and I've been feeling a difference when I put on certain clothes too, and it's really nice, honestly. It feels good, seeing those differences. And now with the junk, I'm getting rid of the junk. I actually finished off another box. We got to take it today. We were going to take it yesterday. It's funny. Here, we got dressed and everything, and we headed out the door, and we started driving, and I stopped, and I was like, we forgot the box. And Lucas is like, well, we could do it tomorrow. And I was like, but isn't that our whole reason for leaving the house, was to donate that box? And he's like, well, we still got to get food, but I never had any intention of getting food. So we ended up going grocery shopping instead. But it's all full. I'm going to be taking it. We're going to be taking it today. I'm going to make sure we don't forget it, because that's our main reason for leaving, although we will need to get dinner stuff too. And I kind of have a smaller box sitting on top of it for the time being. I'm going to have to get there's a couple boxes I can choose from that I have stuff in. I could actually even combine them a little bit and maybe throw away some of the stuff in it. And I could use one of those boxes, because I've been trying to make sure that each box is about the same size. And I have these U-Haul boxes. Most of them I got rid of. Couple of them I still have some stuff in, but they're not completely full. In fact, the one in the bedroom is just about empty. And then the one that I had used most recently was one that I saved aside when I went to get rid of a lot of boxes. And I want to get rid of a lot of the cardboard we have too, just take it. Maybe we'll do that today, but maybe not. We might wait until next week, who knows. But once I finish up the last box, I'm going to start getting into deep cleaning, and I'm going to start with the most difficult task of all, and that's the kitchen. And what I'm going to do when I go to do these things is I'm going to go to each room and I'm going to make a list of all the things that I feel need to be deep cleaned. Like, for example, if I were to do the bathroom, I would probably put on the list to clean the vent, like the fan thingy, because it's really dirty. It's right above the shower, and I look up at it all the time when I'm taking a shower, and I see like huge clots of dust in there, and I think, I wonder if it's even doing its job, because it's gotta be so full of dust. My allergies are gonna go haywire that day when I clean that, so it's gonna be fun. And other things I'd probably put for the bathroom though are like right under the sink, you know, like you kind of accumulate this yellowish stuff, and just along the ceiling, stuff like that, you know. I'll probably want to, when I do the bathroom, I'll probably want to get one of those blocks that does a really good scrubbing on porcelains and stuff. Pumice stone? Yeah. um, to get like with the toilet and stuff. And but for the for the kitchen, it's gonna be mostly a matter of like throwing away a lot of stuff, because there's like a lot of stuff to throw away in there. Um, but there's also gonna be a matter of maybe like cleaning out the cupboards, and I'd like to get rid of actually a lot of the food that we have in there. Take it to the food bank, and maybe that could count as, well, that's not really a junk thing that you could put in a junk box. But that's going to be the biggest goal, and that might be my first goal, is to clean the cupboards and get rid of like foods that we don't need. I'll keep maybe a couple ramen noodles for Lucas in case he decides he wants to eat them, but he hasn't been eating them so much. I'm thankful for that. He just looked at me. He knows I'm talking about him. I'm trying to get him eating healthier too, and he's been taking probiotics, which is good. Anyway, but that's about all I have to say on the goals and stuff. I'm gonna keep rating my goals because that's working really well for me. I might even rate how well I do at not eating gluten on each day. I don't know what sort of reward base I could create for that. I'll have to think about that a little more. I'm gonna cook some rice today so I can get on doing rice bowls, and I'm even thinking this Friday I'll probably go up to Barnes and Nobles and get like a recipe book on those rice bowl thingies, because I think that'd be a good way for me to cut back on sandwiches and stuff, on gluten and stuff. Because I hate salads. I should probably get one on salads. Maybe I'll find salads that I'm willing to actually eat. Maybe I should get more used to salads. I mean, there's some good things to them. Like, I don't mind them as much if they have certain types of leaves in it. And not as much. I hate iceberg lettuce salads because, I don't know, you don't feel like you're getting full from it. That's the main thing on a lot of salads. You don't feel like you're full when you eat them. You don't feel like it's really quenching your hunger, sort of thing. It's just mostly lettuce, and that's just kind of boring to me. So maybe I'll even look into like a salad recipe book or something. And I could check out, there's one other bookstore we have, maybe I could check that out even. Maybe I could do that today. Who knows? But anyway, that's about all I'd have to discuss. I'll keep doing the rating my progress and stuff, and I'll keep working with my drawing apps and practicing it. I had a lot of fun yesterday. I did a lot of stuff, going from like the face distortion. So I find a lot of the issue I have is like I don't make the chin big enough even. So I've been practicing like how far apart everything is supposed to be. And then I was like doing hair. I had been practicing hair. But I'll keep on those goals, and I'll work towards cutting out gluten, which is so difficult. And I do want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.